everybody. In this text tutorial, we'll learn how to easily turn type into gold with Photoshop using a few simple layer styles and our own custom gradient. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We're going to create a new document that is going to have a resolution of 7:2. So we're going to go to File, New. We're going to create a document that has 72 inches pixels PPI resolution. We're dealing with pixels in these assignments, so we're going to go 1600 for the width. We're going to go 800 for the height. We're going to create our new document. There we go. And it is perfectly there. There we go. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to change the background color from white to black so our gold letters will really stand out. We're going to go up to the edit menu, hit fill, and from there we're going to go to black and hit OK. So now we have our fill. We have our fill in black, so we have our black background, and those gold letters will really pop. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to select the type tool. Okay, so we're going to go to the T right there on the toolbar, the horizontal type tool. And before we get started, we're going to change the font to New Times Roman. Everybody has New Times Roman, so we should be fine with that. Pretty basic. There it is, Times Roman regular. All right, make sure that it is bold. Okay, and from there, we're going to set your color type to white. So we're going to click on here and just go all the way to the white in the corner and hit OK. All right. From there, we're going to type the word gold. Okay. And we'll adjust its size. So all in caps, GOLD. And then we'll go to edit free transform. As soon as it wants to load. There we go. And we're going to pull those letters nice and big and bold. Take up a lot of the document here. You want to make sure it's nice and big and bold because it's going to take up the whole document like that so we can really get a clean, nice golden effect. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate the text layer. You can see we have two layers here. We're going to duplicate this text layer. I'm going to make this a little larger. There we go. And I'm going to get rid of this. So we can see our layers a little better. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate this. There's a couple ways to do it. You can hit Control or Command J, or you can even just drag this layer onto the new layer icon, and it will create a new layer. Okay. You can also go right-click New Layer, and we can go to Layer on the menu bar. Once we have this copy here, we're going to add some layer styles. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create our own custom gradient. On the top. So we're going to go to gradient overlay. So FX, gradient overlay. And I'm going to keep my box right here on the corner so you can still see what's going on the G and the O. Okay. So with the gradient overlay, once you've selected the gradient overlay, this opens Photoshop's layer style dialog box and it's set to gradient overlay. You can see it's highlighted. In the middle column, by default, Photoshop has to use black and white, or it might have the gradient used prior to this. So what we're going to do is I'm going to hit reset to default. There we go. So that is not the one they have. So we're going to create our own. What we're going to do is we're going to be replacing the white here in this case, depending on what color you have have it a more golden look to it. And to do that, we're going to go to the preview bar. So you click on the bar and then the gradient editor shows up. From there, we're going to select specific colors. Okay. So first we're going to click on the first one, little square here, and then the color. And they're giving us a code of, in the color picker, we're going to set the R to 247. We're going to set the G to 238. And then we're going to set the B to 173. We're gonna hit OK. From there, we're going to click on the far right one, select the square again, and the codes that they're giving us for RGB are 193, and then they're doing 172 for G, and for B, they are doing 81. And we're gonna hit OK. We're gonna save the gradient as a preset, so all we're gonna do is go right here where it says custom, we're gonna hit gold, and we're gonna hit new. And you can see right there, it popped up a little square, and that has saved it as a preset. So now we can have that, okay? Once you've closed out of the gradient editor right here, we're gonna go over to the gradient actual style in the layer style box. And instead of linear right here, we're gonna make that reflected. And you can see that the light in the middle has gone to the top. So it's reflected light to dark for the top and the bottom. Okay. This will move the darker color to both the top and the bottom of the text, leaving the lighter color in the middle. Okay, it gives it a little more metallic feel to it. Next, we're going to go to bevel and emboss. Okay. Again, we're going to reset to default. All right. So on bevel and emboss, we're going to go to the chisel hard technique. Okay. Make sure it's inner bevel. Then we're going to click on something really important, is the gloss contour. We're going to select on the down one, which is ring double, like so. And we're hit OK. We're also going to make sure it's anti-aliased. And this is what the effect should look like so far. Should be darker on the middle and then have it like a lighter highlight on the exterior. Okay. Now we're going to increase the size to fill in the layers. Okay. So from the size right here, we're going to go up to 46. So I'm just going to highlight it and hit 46. Perfect. And now the letters are nicely filled in, making them look more solid. Okay. So you can see they look more like gold now at this point because of the bevel and emboss that we just changed. Okay. We're going to increase the depth to enhance the lighting effect. Okay. So next we're going to increase the depth to 170. So I'm going to go ahead and click 170. Perfect. And then I have my, you can already see it's really starting to take shape. Okay. Next, we're going to turn on the contour. So if you go right here where it says bevel and emboss, you're going to hit contour and click on that. Okay. There's no need to change any options in the contour style. We just simply need to turn it on. And for that, all we have to do is then click inside the box. The contour style enhances the lighting effect even further. Okay. Next, I'm going to go to inner glow. Okay. And I'm going to highlight that. The options for the inner glow bar will appear in the middle column of the layer style dialog box. First, change the blend mode of the inner glow from screen to multiply. So we're going to go make sure it's highlighted. Going to go to screen to multiply. Okay. Then lower the opacity to 50%. So we're going to lower this to 50%, or in my case, raise it. Change the color of the glow by clicking on the color swatch directly below the word noise. So we're going to go to this little box and we're going to change the color. And the code they're giving us is R232. So 232. Then G is 128. So we're going to highlight that, change that to 128. And B is 31. We got 31, and we're going to hit OK. Okay. Next, the size is going to be 75. We change this to 75. There we go. Okay. When you're done, click OK to close out the layer style of the layer style dialog box, and your effect should look similar to this. So I clicked out of it, so you can already see it's starting to get a real nice golden hue to it. Next, what we're going to do is select the original type layer. Okay. So we're going to hit OK out of that, and then we're going to go to the gold layer. Okay. That was all done on the copy layer. Now we're going to the gold layer. Okay. Once again, we're going to click on the layer style box once we've selected that original gold layer. Okay. And we're going to select a stroke. So we're going to go to stroke. Okay. First things first is we're going to change the fill type from color to gradient. So the fill type, we're going to go color to gradient, like this, and change the style from linear to reflected. So we're going to click from linear to reflected like that. Okay. Then increase the size of the stroke at the top to around 8 pixels. So we're going to change this to 8. Perfect. And make sure the position is set to outside, and it is. Beautiful. Back in step 11, we saved our custom gold gradient as a preset. So let's quickly set our stroke to those same colors by selecting the preset. Click on the small arrow to the right to the gradient preview bar. So we're going to go right here, click on this guy, and there it is right here. All right. So far, so good. Then we're going to apply a bevel and emboss to the stroke. Okay. Click directly on the words bevel and emboss. So we're going to click on bevel and emboss. Change the style of the bevel emboss to stroke emboss. So the style, we're going to click on here and go to stroke emboss like that. All right. So that the effect is applied to the stroke itself. Then, just as we did before, change techniques to chisel hard and set the size to around 8. So it's chisel hard already, and then the size is 8 right here. And change that to 8. Perfect. Click on the small arrow beside the gloss contour and then double click on ring double. So we're going to go right here, ring double. Perfect. Anti-aliased. Beautiful. Okay. Finally, select anti-aliased to smooth out any jagged edges. Perfect. All right, next we're going to turn on the contour style, same as we did before. Okay. And that's the effect after applying the bevel and emboss. And you can see it looks pretty good so far. Then we're going to apply an outer glow. So we're going to click on outer glow. We're going to highlight it. All right. Next, we're going to lower the opacity of the glow to 40%. So make sure that you're selected that, hit 40 like that. Click on the color swatch, and we're going to use the same color that we had before. So the R is going to be 232, 232. The G is going to be 128, so 128. And the B is going to be 31. The B is going to be 31. We're going to hit OK. Next, the size is 60. So we're going to go to right here. We're going to check 60. Beautiful. And the spread is 0. So make sure that spread is 0. Perfect. Tones it down a little bit. It gives it a nice little glow around it, a very soft glow. Okay. At this point, we're done with our layer styles. So we're going to click OK to close the layer styles. Now, unfortunately, the instructions call for a brush style to add some sparkles. Unfortunately, the are not available in this, so this is where we will stop. But as long as you have that nice glow around it, those beautiful bevel and emboss, it does look really a lot like gold. It's a really great text, a really cool effect. So I really hope you all enjoyed it.